Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you for joining me another Shabbat today. Today is the last Shabbat on the year 2024. And today I just kind of want to just have a heart-to-heart discussion of our year. 2024 is not our spiritual year, but it's a physical calendar year that we are entering. And our portion, live. I'm going to bring that in, but I'm going to come from a different perspective. I'm coming from sitting in the posture of the heart of God. And you might need to come back and listen to this again and take good notes and take those notes to your prayer closet. Because I don't give good message or feel good. I share the heart of God. And there's something that's been boiling in my spirit for days, birthing into this place today of this discussion. Try not to call it a teaching, call it a discussion. Because I want to discuss God's heart. We have to choose the posture we decided to sit. And this year coming, 2024, we have to make a decision of where we're choosing to sit. What is our posture? So if we are in the wrong posture, I need for someone to tell me to redirect my posture so I could sit and be in the proper place. It's like when a mother is having a child, she has to be in a proper posture for her to birth the child. So there is a proper posture that we have to be in to sit at the feet of God. I'm going to start with this. As we talk about live, which is the portion, we're going to speak, if you notice that the scriptures speak about Yaakov was dying, but then we call it live. Because we have to make a decision as children of God, believers. Do we choose to represent God, Yeshua, in our world, in a form of life, for us to live, for people to live? Or do we take the posture of killing, dying, crucifying? As we know that the world is shifting, constantly shifting. So that means in this generation where we are today, that God allow us to have life, meaning that he have gave us the strategy, or he made available the strategy that we need to live in this generation, to live in this time, to live in what's going on and what's going to happen in 2024 or other years. If you hear, that's mean the strategies are available for us to activate, for us to participate. And if we choose not to, it's our choice. But the strategies that we need is available for us. Now, nothing is happening by accident. This little thing that's been going on, it seems like there is a bloodthirst among believers, that we are thirsty to kill. It's normal for our humanity to kill. It's not normal to show love, mercy, and grace. We have to be taught that. But our nature carries killing, whether it's with your tongue, whether it's with your attitude, whether it's with your words, or even a weapon. It doesn't matter how the weapon comes. So I want us to be able, I'm talking, it's like I'm walking in this field called life, and I'm releasing this strategy and calling out the intercessors. I'm calling out the believers, because it seemed like some of us have gotten trapped in this net that was set for believers. And it's like I'm walking in this journey and calling out those people out of the net. And it's going to be your choice whether you're going to choose to come out of the net or you're going to continue to stay in the net. Now, we have to recognize that there is a particular force, whether you want to call it a demon, a force, a bug, or whatever it is you want to call it, seems to want to eat away people or things that is created to catch souls. So whatever net that's created to catch souls, that thing, that parasite is coming through our humanity is eating up the net, so the soul won't be catch anymore. So if God choose a man or woman of God to be one of those nets, all of the gremlins of humanity run towards this particular man or woman of God to eat up the net, so the soul could fall apart, so the souls could fall out. Okay, what am I saying? We know corruption is in everything in life. Corruption is in politicians, government, churches, our own personal lives. Our ancestors have corruption. I mean, people slept with people in the family, and our family have the biggest secret and the biggest dirt you could ever find. If somebody wants to expose your corruption through your ancestors or your family, or corruption through government, or corruption through the church, everywhere you go, there's corruption. Because why? Because of humanity. There's always corruption. So, but we seem to gravitate to corruption when it comes to the church. The believer seems to be the main one that it's not hard for us to become trapped to kill another man or woman of God, or to kill a ministry. We have people that takes advantage of lies that's being told. And, you know, I've been one of those victims that people take advantage of. Let me give you an example. We know something that was created, Me Too, about people that's taking advantage of women of the corporate world. Then you have, so you have a group that will come and take advantage of that and lie, and will say, yeah, I was raped too. Yeah, this happened to me too. So, and then you have this other group that create things by miscommunication. I really want you to hear me. I've seen it. I've walked it. Miscommunication in relationship, because we're not a tribe. I'm talking about us as a tribe, even as a tribe of believers. We're not good communicators. We rather take what somebody said or what we think they said, and we run with it. We're not a people that will sit and reason with one another. We live according to assumption, according to our own belief and our own thought. And we call it our truth, but it's not the fact. And we run with it. So you have those type of people that take and go tell stuff and yeah, because I so based on assumption, not based on fact, not based on I'm sitting down, I'm going to talk to you and I'm going to know, you know, exactly what did you mean when you said that? What did you mean when you did that? I'm going to take that assumption and I'm going to run with it and I'm going to create a weapon and I'm going to kill you. Now, the thing is, the thing that we kill, the net that we kill, we're not paying attention to the soul that's falling through the net. I don't get. Let's talk about what's happening now. This new thing that's going on about the lies, about the allegation against Bishop Jakes, and everybody ran through it like gremlin. And when you read the comment, and they're sitting there eating blood, yeah, he did that terror. Who cares about the soul that's attached to that net? We're just going to kill the potter's house. Who cares who falls to the ground? We're going to kill this ministry. Who cares about the soul that's attached to the ministry? So who cares about the work that they've done in bringing soul to the kingdom? Who cares? We just want to kill you based on what somebody said about you, based on what somebody's assumption was. But let's assume whatever it is or whatever it is about the man, not just Bishop Jake, this is in the body. Let's assume that it is true about whatever it is they're saying about this man or woman of God. And we said we're holding them accountable. Accountability does not work without redemption. Accountability, if it comes with killing, the intent is not redemption. You just want to kill. And then say, I want to hold them accountable. That's not accountability. Because accountability is, I'm going to hold you accountable for you to get it right. For you to redeem yourself and realize where you are, what you're doing so you can get it right. But we are type of people, if you done this to me, I'm going to do that to you and I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to destroy you. I'm going to destroy all your work. But is that the heart of God? When you stop and think about it, is that what God is looking for? Is he looking for a bunch of murderers? Is he looking for a bunch of flesh eaters? Character assassin? Is that what God is looking for? Even if it's true, it doesn't matter if whatever allegation or gossip is true or not. But my question I want to put out there to us, where's the redemption? From what I could remember, we were once in sin. We were born in sin. God had a choice whether he's going to kill us and let us die, yes, he did, or bring his son to redeem us. But in humanity, we allow the enemy to use us as bait. Because the goal is to tear the net that's trying to catch souls. The goal is to tear down souls. Be careful how I'm going to say this. Somebody's always doing something. If you want to look for corruption, I could guarantee you, if you look through your family line, you're going to find plenty. If you look through your ancestors, you're going to find plenty. You don't need to go in the church or even in government. You don't need to go there to look for corruption. Just look through your family. I could guarantee you're going to find plenty that you could talk about. And if you look, you probably was born through a corruption through your ancestors. Yes. Your bloodline could have came from corruption. Somebody slept with somebody they shouldn't have slept with, and you were born. Yes. But we don't think about that. Here's a question I want to put out there. If God called you to hold people accountable and to kill men and women of God and people that's out there doing wrong and taking advantage of people, lying to people, and crucify them and kill them, here's a question I want to put out there that we probably never thought about. The soldiers that killed, the Roman soldier that killed Yeshua, whatever happened to those Roman soldiers? They were ordained to kill and crucify Yeshua. But whatever happened to them? Were they greatly rewarded because they killed Yeshua? Whatever happened to the people that was in the crowd that said crucify him, spit on him, beat him? Whatever, even though it was God's will for Yeshua to die. But what happened on the other side of the sword that you were ordained to kill him? What happened to those people? What happened to the people that spit on him, that took his clothes and tore it apart, that nailed them on the execution stake? Whatever happened to them? You know, that's something to think about. If you were ordained and called by God to expose people, to lift their skirt up and say, see, I knew they weren't no good. Okay, on the other side of that, God still used them. God still bought souls through these men and women of God. Does that matter at all? Because when I hear things about men and women of God, my heart get heavy because I happen to be sitting on a particular part of the heart of God, a particular vein that still feel mercy and grace and redemption. I'm not sitting on that vein of kill them, they deserve it. Crucify them, they deserve it. I'm not sitting there, so I can't feel or understand that part of your call, if that's what you've been called. You've been called as one of the Roman soldiers. Crucify him, kill him. I'm not called there. I'm speaking from where I'm called. I'm speaking from where my posture is in the heart of God. In the book of Matthew 27 chapter, I believe 11 verses says, early in the morning, all of the head Kohanim, the head priests, and the elders met to plan how to bring about Yeshua's death. They set and plan, even though it is still God's will. Do I want to be that head priest, that chief, that plan? Do I want to be called in that posture to fulfill that will? See, in our humanity, God didn't have to search for a killer. He didn't have to make somebody kill Yeshua because it was already in our humanity. It's an easy call. God counted on our humanity to kill Yeshua. So he ain't had to make nobody do nothing. Because that's our nature. Is to kill. Whether physically, spiritually, emotionally. That's why it's easy to revenge that's the first thing that comes to your mind. Mercy is not the first thing that comes to your mind. Revenge does when somebody does you wrong. You think about how you could get them back. And then you said, they better be grateful I ain't telling it. They better be grateful I'm not going through with it. Because your nature is to kill. Your nature is to eat blood. Whether you do it through your words, your attitude, your action, your nature is to eat blood. When 12 verse said, but when he was accused by the head Kohen, the head priest, and the elder, he gave no answer. 30th verse said, they spit on him, used a stick to beat about his head. They took his robe, tore it apart, and let him to be nailed at the... What happened to those people that nailed him to the execution stake? Some of the bystanders said, he's calling on Elisha. You know how those bystanders are, the comments on Facebook. Yeah, that's right. I know he weren't no good. I know she weren't no good. I know, yeah, but whatever happened, these preachers, these ministers, these people. In other words, these soul catchers, kill them. These soul catchers, they ain't no good. Execute them. Because that's what they are, is soul catchers. But I'd rather take the posture of the Pilate that, and this is verse 24 to 26. It says, when Pilate saw that he was accomplishing nothing, but rather than a riot, because people will have a riot if you don't want to execute and kill them. Because if you go in the comment where people are talking about a man or woman of God and you happen to say, no, that ain't God, all of them will attack you. What you talking about? They deserve it. They did it. They should pay for it. And they'll attack you if you stand for them. And Pilate said, my hands are clean of this man's blood. It's your responsibility. All of the people answer, his blood is on us and our children. This is what I'm talking about. Because the things that you do, the thing that you've been exposed to do, tell it. It's not just on you, but it is also on your children and your family. Some of us are paying for the sins of your ancestors, your mother, your father, what they did. And you realize, what's wrong? 26th verse said, then he released them. He said, I'm washing my hands off. Y'all go ahead and do what y'all want to do. I'd rather be in that posture. Even it doesn't matter. It's not the point whether it's true or not. A soul catcher was found in a place they shouldn't have been found, or said they shouldn't have been said, or allegations, or lies. It does not matter. Because as believers, we stand on the principle guilty until proven innocent. That's the principle believer stands on. Guilty until proven innocent. Would you grab that for me, please? Give it to Monique. So, here's this. 2 Timothy, I want you to see this. 2 Timothy 4th chapter. What Shaul said. Alexander, the metal worker, did me a great deal of harm. The Lord will render to him according to his work. So whatever you've been called to do, to expose, to tell, to bring out the tea, you will be rewarded according to your work. Now, what is your reward? Your reward is not an Academy Award that God is going to say, come on in, my child. You have done a great work. You exposed this soul catcher. When Shaul was saying he will be rendered according to his work. Our nature, you have to understand this is where our nature is. Let me bring him. I'm trying not to. I'm calling out the intercessors. I'm calling out the believers that's getting trapped in being deceived. Here's something that we may not know. This is an example. I've watched conversation even between my mentees, spiritual children, and students. I've watched conversation between them when one is saying one thing and I'm watching the other one taking it a different way than the other one said it because of lack of proper clarity and communication. The other one never said, well, what did you mean by that? They walked away assuming that's what they meant because that person didn't give clarity on what they said. And so they assume, and I literally watch them, and they get upset, not talking to that other person because so-and-so said, and I'm watching them go tell other people what so-and-so did, and that was not even the intention of the so-and-so. But so-and-so didn't know how to communicate properly, so the other one took it wrong, never communicate with one another. And I'm literally watching a misunderstanding between those two. And the other one walk away and went and talked about it because you so-and-so did to me and so-and-so said to me. And that's why. And the other person, if they would have took time out and said, well, did you say, well, this is what I felt. Oh my God, I really didn't mean that. Or that's not what I meant. That never took place because no one communicated. Because this person took the assumption and ran with it. And I'm watching them running. And I'm like, this is exactly what we do in the body. We don't like to talk. Our number one anointing is assumption. We love to assume what people mean. We love to assume what their posture mean. We don't like to communicate. So we run out there with something that wasn't even true, or something that you misunderstood, or sometimes it is the truth. And we love running with it. Because we believers, I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to argue. So you want to take what you assume because you don't want us to reason together. Well, here's this. God is looking for not murders, not character assassin, but he's looking for redeemers. Even if the man or woman of God did what they did, why is the first thing is creating a group, creating a community. Oh, all of y'all that been abused by him, call me. All of y'all that been abused by her, talk to me. And create a community instead of creating an intercessor community and said, let's intercede and pray for this man and woman of God because they're soul catchers. Let's pray for them to be healed. Let's pray for them to be set free. Let dismantle, even if it's a lie, let dismantle this word or this lie, this allegation. Instead of creating that type of community, our posture automatically goes to, let's create a community to bring them down. Call me if you've been talked to like that. Call me if you've been abused like that. Call me if they took money from you like that. Call me, and we create this sickness. So all these sick, hurtful people come together to express their trauma instead of taking a different posture to bring those who's been traumatized to a place of healing and restoration, and to heal the very one that caused the trauma, so we could continue to catch souls together. It's a choice. Which posture do I want? When God told Moshe, I'm going to kill those people. Let me go straight to it. I'm going to go straight to it. He said, I want to kill those people. Get away from me. I'm going to kill them. He said, your people, he broke covenant with them. He called them your people. Because they're out there doing all kind of stuff. I'm going to kill them. Now, God said, leave me alone. This is Exodus 32nd chapter. Let my anchor blaze against them. I'm going to put an end up there. And he told Moshe, I'm going to make you another nation instead. Now, he had a choice. All right, go ahead, God. Because they deserve to be killed anyway. Yep, that's right, because they did it. And Moshe wouldn't lie. It was true. But he took a different posture. Moshe pleaded, meaning interceded, 11th verse, with Adonai, his God. Instead of saying yes, he pleaded for mercy and grace. You can't do that because of your namesake and your people. There's too much at stake. We can't do it. See, we don't think about that. We don't think about the soul that's attached to the rumor. We don't think about that. We say kill them all. So you got these people that create a Facebook page giving out prophecies that this ministry gonna go down. This church is going down. This minister is going down. Watch, God gonna kill him. My question would be, when that lying spirit said, send me, God, I'll go. Do you want to be in the posture of the lying spirit to say, send me, I'll do it. I'll kill him. I'll deceive him. Send me. I'll expose him. Do I want to be in that posture? Or do I want to be in the posture of Moshe when I pleaded for the souls of God, for the soul that belonged to God, for his name's sake? What posture do I want to take? Because according to the word of God, he said, Ezekiel 22nd, 30th verse, Lord, I sought for a man among them who could build a barricade to prevent, another word, to build a wall to prevent an approach of the enemy, or to stand in the break, to oppose me in the behalf of the land. I'm looking for a man to oppose me. I'm about to send fire and kill him, but I'm looking for a man to oppose me in behalf of the land, so that I will not destroy it. And he said, I found no one. Because our humanity, our nature is to destroy, not to redeem. This is why the Bible says you are not led by your own nature. You're not led by your flesh. You're led by the Spirit of God, because your flesh is a blood eater. Your flesh, your own nature sucks blood. Eat flesh. Kill. Destroy. Murder. What posture do you want to take? Do you want to oppose God in the behalf of the land? Or do you want to be the one that says, send me, I'll go. I'll destroy him. He said, let's look in the book of Isaiah 43. God said, 26, remind me when we are in court together. Tell your side. Make the case that you are right. He wants you to he wants you to come and plead the case. Have mercy upon. I know they did what they did, but Father, have mercy upon them. Let them be healed. Let their soul be healed. Deliver them from the net where they got caught and set them free, because they are catching souls for you. But we rather see them destroyed. Because our nature, we're jealous. Because we want to be where they are. So if I can't be there, I'm not going to let them be there neither. So this thing that we are deceived with after international ministries that's out there exposed to the world. It's a parasite among believers that we want to eat up those international ministry that's out there exposing the name of God. It's like the body eating itself, because we are a body. Those international ministries are let's say, a part of our body that you could see, the skin, the eyes, they are the one that you could see. Some of us have been called to be the organs of the body that's on the inside. And guess what? If the body on the outside is destroyed, how can the organs survive?
Yes.
Can your heart, can your lungs, can your liver, can your bones, can your skin, can your vein, can it stand by itself? But actually, these international, I want you to listen to this, these international ministries that's exposing God are actually working for the ministries that's down the street that nobody heard about. Because when somebody, a sinner, turn on the TV or they meet one of the ministers in places that you will never go yourself, and this drops seeds about God, someday you could meet that person. That person already had that seed from what they heard this minister said on TV or their book they read. And by the time they meet you, they're ready to hear what you have to say because that minister already started the work because they read their book, they listened to their tape, they listened to them on TV. And by the time they meet you, little, around the corner, front store ministry, your half of your job has already been done. Just think about that. So why wouldn't I want to keep them alive? Because all they're doing is bringing more soul to the kingdom. Why do I want to tear them apart? What? So the organs could come out and take their place? You hear all these prophecies about God is about to switch. What? He about to take the eye out and bring the liver out so the liver could talk to people? When you think about these type of prophecies, this shift about to take place, gonna take all them big ministry and shut them down so the small ministry could go out. Oh Lord. You can't even handle the pressure of the light. You can't even handle the heat of these forces. But you want to switch places. I thought it was about souls. That's what I thought. I thought it was about souls. I have been, I'm going to share this. God have given me the privilege and the honor to allow me to see things on some leaders, not to go tell it, because he knew exactly what I was going to do. I was going to take the posture of an intercessor. I'm one of the one that could tell you some stuff that I've seen and know and hear. But I would never do that. Because he trusts me to be that secret agent to enter into their world. So I'll know how to intercede for them. Because the goal is to be soul catchers. I have been around leaders that preach and teach, and then in the back room they were out there cussing. After I finished fainting, I got up. I was like, oh my God. And I knew what I needed to intercede for. And I never said it to anybody. I never brought it out. I laid on my face. And to that man, that woman of God is still teaching and preaching, and nobody knew. They've been set free. They're walking a new way of life. Nobody knew, because he trusted me to go kill whatever that cancer that's killing the man and woman of God that's a soul catcher. I have been among leaders who had lust issues, making passes at me. And I'm crying for their soul. Didn't tell anybody. I didn't destroy their marriage. I didn't destroy their children. I didn't destroy their ministry. I didn't go tell. I interceded until they passed through that valley. And then they got set free and they were okay. They tried to apologize. You owe me no apology, sir. This is my job. But God trusts me enough to put me among that. Because He know I'm going to intercede and pray. Because it's all about soul. See, that's why you have to change your posture. It depends where you sit. I'm sitting in that place in the heart of God that shows mercy and grace. That heart of God that loves souls. Not bloodthirsty character assassin. Vain. I've been among not just leaders in the church, managers, business owners, shysters, scammers, that I had to be among them to intercede because the next person that was coming after me wouldn't be able to handle the mistreatment that I received. So He trusts me as an intercessor to take the mistreatment and put it at the altar of incense and let it burn and intercede for them to change the way they do business, change the way they handle people, change the way they minister to people. So by the time the next person that come behind me may be weaker, won't be able to handle it, I was able to help and intercede and bring them to a new place. So because here's my thing. If you this great and woman of God, this great man of God, and you a prophet and you a healer, and God put you among someone that said, you saying this and that, why you didn't pray or prophesy that stuff off of them? Since you just this great prophet and great healer, why you didn't prophesy that sickness off of them or prayed and interceded off of them? That's my thing. If you're able to see the stink, what are you supposed to do with it? This man and woman of God did this to me. They touched me. They doing this. Okay. If they did it to you, that's mean they're going to do it to the next person. They're going to do it to the next person. What are you going to do to change it so the next person won't go through what you went through? I do it all the time, even in business. If they do something I make sure I bring it out so they could change it, because the next person may not have the mindset, may not have the strong heart, may not even have the common sense to know that they've been scammed. So God put me there as an intercessor. I got to know that it's my job. That's what I'm called to do. That's what I'm here to do, to bring redemption, to change. I am an agent of change. You have to make a decision. Are you an agent of change? Or you are what they call it these days, gaslighting kind of agent? You gonna bring your doodle, your dung, and put it in the fire and let it burn a little bit more. I'm hurt, so you gonna hurt too. You did this to me, I'm gonna do that back to you. Is that really what God is looking for? And I know that, especially your armor bearers. I don't too much like them because they don't know their real job. Your job is not to carry the man, woman of God, Bible and all that. They could do that themselves. Your job is to intercede and pray. Your job is to guard the gates. You should be able to see when something is about to come. But you're so busy. I'm trying to find the right political word. You so busy getting high off of this smoke getting caught up to be seen, to be heard, that you're the armor bearer, the man and woman of God. So what? Your job is to intercede. Your job is for the man, the soul catcher, to become greater soul catchers. If there's smoke, or they have a lust issue, or they have a lying spirit, it's your job to attack it. It's your job to bring them into a place of redemption. God trusts you enough to put you in that spot. What are you doing? But we take that, and you hear some of them will say, after they leave, well, I ain't going to say nothing. You ain't going to say what? Okay, let me bring my Papa Pastor, because I'm about to go off, because I don't like armor bearers. Because you don't understand your job. I was privileged enough that God brought this awesome man of God into my midst. I didn't go search for him. We're talking about Bishop Ash. Was teaching and preaching all over the world for the biggest preacher, the biggest platform. And little old intercessor like me was in this little front store, Beit Midrash, having service. And this person who I invited to teach in one of our service brought Bishop Ash with them. Can you imagine? I sat on that chair. I literally fainted. That this great, awesome, anointed scholar who I have admired for years came through the door. And my thing was, God, what's happening? Why? And he was in his days of leaving the earth because he was sick. God trusted me with his soul to pray, to intercede, to comfort. He said it himself. And there was an exchange that took place between him and I. He trusted me. That's an honor. That is an honor. When you are put in a place where you are needed, it's not an honor. If God trusts you and put you in a place that you are needed, this means he trusts you. God is looking for people that will oppose him, even if it's true. Because one of my daughters called me when she was hearing about Bishop J. First thing she called me, she said, okay, what is the prayer we're supposed to be praying? She never asked me, was it true? Do you think it is? What? She just said, what is the prayer we're supposed to be praying? Because that's my lifestyle. I don't like it, even if one of them will come to my mind, the Lord showed me so-and-so is about to fall. I could just slap you when you tell me that. Because my next thing is, what are you doing? Okay, you going to let them fall? You going to let the enemy just eat them up? You going to let that happen? God showed me that. But you an intercessor. You have the power to redirect that. What are you doing? Instead of sitting there prophesying the world, you prophesy the world going to fall apart. You in it too? We're prophesying the kingdom is going to fall. These church, but you know you part of it too. So all these prophecy, I know you're about to hear a whole lot of prophecy about 2024, what's going to happen, the election, this, and that. And we forget that we are part of this world. I don't want this world to be catch on fire. I mean it. I don't want the world to fall apart because I'm still here. Souls are still here. If you see that, what is your posture? Is to keep fanning it? Yeah, this gonna fall. Yeah, this man and woman of God gonna fall. Yeah, I see that about them. Yeah, Are you going to take the posture and God said, oppose me, come to me, pray, intercede, redirect. You have the power to redirect it. Or you're just going to add to the fire. I hope what I'm saying makes sense to somebody. Do we want to take the posture of become flesh eaters, character assassin, sucking blood of a soul catchers? Don't you see that we're being deceived? What's really happening? Let us put this allegation about this so and so. They're all going to run over there and talk about it while they destroy the kingdom. While we make sure we take these people about to get saved, we're going to make sure they don't get saved. These people about to receive the Holy Ghost, we're going to make sure they don't. These people about to step in relationship with God, we're going to make sure we don't. I know what we're going to do. Put this about this and put their attention over here. And then here's this, y'all may not know. You have these people prophesying and talking, and you look in their pages and you see all these comments of people agreeing with them. They're not even real people. These are fake accounts that is created to make comment of what they said, so they could deceive you. Because if you read the comment, oh yeah, woman of God, yeah, I hear you. They prophesy you, yeah, it ain't even real. And then you get caught in the net too. That's right. That must be, yeah. You don't even know that these people that's agreeing are not even real, but they're there to deceive you because they need you to come in agreement with them so they could distract you from the real deal. What's the real deal? What's really happening? I can't afford for you to know the truth, how God have already given you the strategies how to succeed. I can't let you be bothered with that, so I need to distract you. I need to distract you because millions of dollars is waiting for you. A successful business is waiting for you. A successful ministry is waiting for you. I need to distract you from that. So let me throw this red meat out there. I'm in the posture and said, let's get all of them that's out there prophesying. Let's take their name and let's go to the wall. Because if I pray for their soul to be set free, the enemy can't no longer use them. See, let me show you how you redirect your mind. If the enemy is using a particular person to hurt you, to deceive you, or to do whatever, to steal from you, what you do, you don't focus on what they're doing. You focus on the soul that's being used. If I pray for that soul to be set free, then I can look at the enemy and say, now what you going to do? They're no longer available for you to use them against me. We don't think that way. We go after the person that's being used and we kill that soul. And the enemy put another one on the wall. We got him. Next, they do it again. And you kill that soul. Boom, another one. We got him. So I come against all those prophecies that's being released in the atmosphere. Yes. That's prophesying against ministries, against men and women of God that's soul catchers. This particular person that may be speaking and somebody passing by and accepted Yeshua as their Savior. I come against those words and I declare them to become powerless in the atmosphere. Yeah. And I declare and decree that these souls that's being used to prophesy fire on this earth, to prophesy destruction, to prophesy the assassin of character. I speak to those souls and I command those souls to be set free from the hands of the enemy. I declare for their mind to be set free. I speak healing to their soul and their mind. I declare and decree that the enemy to loose their soul. That the Holy Spirit will use them to bring healing and restoration instead. I prophesy to those that's been called to hold preachers accountable. I speak to you now, and I declare when God called you to hold preachers accountable, that the healing of redemption to be poured into your accountability. I pour the redemption healing as the ingredient in your accountability. So when you hold them accountable, you redeem the soul. And for those who see and hear things, I declare that you will be redirected to your prayer room. You'll be redirected to the prayer wall. That you take whatever it is and you intercede. And as you intercede, your soul will be set free from the anger, from the resentment. That your soul will be set free from whatever pain you experience through that situation. That you become a lover of soul instead of becoming a blood-sucking assassin. The stone or the word that you're carrying to stone the next man and woman of God because of what they said they've done or what actually they've done. I declare and decree that you will choose a different posture. That you will throw the stone down and get on your face. Because the soul that's coming behind you may not be able to handle the pain nor the trauma that you experience through them. But I declare that your eyesight will change, that you will see you need to get on your face and intercede for the man and woman of God to be set free. Intercede whatever word that's being said against them. Pray for their family because their family is suffering through. Their family is suffering through the word. Can you imagine a child hearing you calling their father or their mother names? Can you imagine the trauma of a child watching you tearing their parent apart? You creating another generation of pain and trauma that these preacher kids who hate church folk, who can't stand, who have a hate for church folk because they watch their parents being torn apart by your words, by your action, by your allegation, by your lies, or even by exposure. So while you're doing that, you're creating another generation of murder because they're coming after you. They're not occult soul catchers because they're coming after you now. Because they watch you kill their parents. They watch you kill their grandparents. They watch all the betrayal. They watch you take their name and killing it where they no longer can even carry the name because you destroy it. This is what we are as believers. You got to make 2024 is coming up, which is calendar new year. You have to make a decision. Because can you imagine the person that you misunderstood, you take them to God and you start praying for them and God starts showing you the problem? They weren't the problem. And you're like, oh, I went and talked about them for nothing.
So true.
I killed them for nothing.
Yes.
How many people, in the lower scale, I'm not in the higher scale out there, but in the lower scale, it happened to me. People don't like your procedures. They don't like, especially, a lot of mentees that I had, they didn't like the fact that I held them accountable for living one way and teaching another. Because I'm a strong believer. You got to live what you do. After they finish teaching, I'll be telling what you just taught the people, you ain't even doing it yourself. Oh, people can't stand that. People have left prayer fast because of that. I can't stand the correction. I can't do it. Because I'm holding you accountable that you got to live what you teach. Because you're presenting something else to those people and you're living another way. So what happened? You create a lie. Hey, Rabbi did this to me. Rabbi said and some of them still not talking to me today because of lies that they created and they believed it. And not one will sit down and say, can I talk to you? Can I reason with you? Because I feel this and feel that. And this is what I believe you meant when you did that, when you said that. None of them. So the next person, when they offered those lies to the table, the next person that ate it, and the next person that, oh, I can't believe it. I said that. Oh, I can't believe, oh, child, you so, oh, I won't be part of that then. Because what happened to the Roman soldier that killed Yeshua? What happened to all those, the one that slapped him, that spit on him? Whatever happened to them? So before you start talking about, God called me to detox you. God called me to expose you. God called me to hold you accountable. God called you. Before you say that next time, go back to God. Get a full understanding what that means. Because what will be your reward? Alexander, the metal worker, did me a great deal of harm. The Lord will render to him according to his work. So after you finish pulling the sheet, what happened to the one that pulled the sheet? If you only knew the power of an intercessor. And I don't have to get no credit for it. Nobody don't have to know I did it, because the one that's holding the record, my father, my employer, knows. The one who pays me knows. He could trust me. I am part of the SEAL team that don't get the credit for the real work. When the SEAL team get the kidnappers and kill the terrorists and then the politician comes out, we did it. And the SEAL team doesn't get the credit. I'm part of that SEAL team. I don't care. Because I get paid by my employer. He takes very good care of me. And that's all matters. I care about what he cares about, which is souls. So, two things before I go. For those of you who have been called to hold the body accountable, allow God to finish giving you the ingredients of redemption. How is it done? How? Because he's not going to have you to hold somebody accountable to lose a soul and millions and thousands of other souls that's attached to that soul. That's not what God is looking for. That's not what the word said. He said, I'm looking for somebody to oppose me, work with me, come to court on my behalf. Do like Moshe did. I'm looking for that. Remember this, Romans 8, starting 7th verse. For the mind controlled by the old nature is hostile to God. because it does not submit itself to God's Torah. Indeed, it cannot. It just can't. That's the reason God could trust humanity to kill. It cannot. Those who identify with their old nature cannot please God. But you do not identify with your old nature, but with the Spirit, provided the Spirit of God is living inside, abiding inside of you. For anyone who doesn't have the Spirit of the Messiah doesn't belong to him. Remember that. Your old nature is a blood-sucking, flesh-eating, character assassin nature. The Spirit of God is a different, when you're led by the Spirit of God, you're in a different posture of his heart. And you got to make a decision. Are you going to sit and position yourself in the posture of God where he loves souls? Even though they deserve to die, what are you willing to do? Are you willing to stand like someone stood for you? All right, that is the word of the Parsha for 2024 for next year. I am going to go online for any questions you may have. You could get an online number. I'm willing to answer questions and give you some more clarity of your new posture. Let this teaching go viral. Let share this teaching with everybody. Share it on your page. Share it with your friend. Somebody needs to hear that. Somebody out there is getting caught in this trap of deceit. Somebody's getting caught in this trap. They among a lot of deceivers, and then here come this believer. Yeah, that's right. That's true. Yeah, they did. And you just got caught in that net. Make a decision what posture this year, 2024, you're going to be. Sometimes you say stuff by not saying something. You know how some people talk? If you don't know them, they'll say stuff to make you believe that their person did this to them. But if you know them, then you'll stop with and say, wait a minute. Did they say this? Did they say that? That's a spirit. That's nasty. It's in the word. It's in the word. God can't stand a liar. He can't stand a deceiver. Those that put division between brothers and sisters, he said, I can't stand them. So before you said, here I am, I'll go, God, go back to the altar. Make sure you call to do that. And if you are called, make sure the ingredients of redemption is part of that. Don't get caught in the courtyard talking about a man or woman of God based on what somebody said, or even if it's true or not. Take a different posture. Choose the posture of intercession. So I recommend that you go to pfyi.org and register for my next ITC class, intercessory training. I can teach you. God created Prayer Fast Yeshiva International as a school to train intercessors, to give you enlighten the eyes of your understanding so you can see and understand better the position of an intercessor. And we are going to need that this year. Yes. We're going to need intercessors. Even some pastors, some leaders, out of ignorance a little bit, that not understanding the school, they think we're trying to take the members. So we have classes on a certain day. They'll change their Bible study on that day so the members won't go. We are here for you. We are here to benefit you, your ministry, your family. We are here to teach your intercessors how to stand on the wall to be the watchman for you. How to stand and guard you and your family. We are not a church. We're not looking for church members. We're looking for students. Talmud of the Word of God. So this is for you, leader. This is for you, pastor. You should be pushing this school and say, hey, y'all, God created this for us. Let's send our intercessors to be taught and be trained for our benefit. Because every time something like this happened, I always say, where was the intercessors? What's going on? What happened to the intercessor? Were you watching your gate? Were you watching? Were you on the wall? Where are you? That's what I'm called for. That's what I'm put on this earth for. My job is to teach you how to protect your leader, how to protect your pastor, the soul catcher. It's about the soul catcher. It's not about a personality. It's not about a person. If you're catching soul, I'm in your corner. But if you in the you catching the devil, here's the corner I'm in. I'm in the corner to set you free so you can become a soul catcher. Yes. Either way, I'm in your corner. Send your intercessors. You should be knocking the door down. That we have too many people registered for class. I need to learn how to, I need to better. It's not that you don't know how to intercede, but God created the school specifically with a level of revelation to give you clarity, to give you a better understanding, to give you more weight in your intercession. It's for you. We need intercessors this year. And I'm calling you out from being distracted, talking about other people, cooking other people, having a barbecue with people character. I'm calling you out. And allow God to train and teach you to the next level to be a soul catcher. So thank you. Visit pfyi.org and looking to see you on my next class. And I will say Shabbat Shalom to you. Thank you for joining me. All right, we're looking for the end button. It says finished, right?